Tightening up the D zone, limiting the turnovers, limiting the chances against on the team. We've kind of struggled a little bit in front of the net. Getting a little bit of puck focused and not picking up guys coming into the zone. So if we can eliminate that and defensively and tighten that up, less goals against in a game is going to help us out a lot. We've been working too on breaking pucks out and finding each other, being in the right spots, and kind of just staying true to our assignments and not getting carried off or kind of losing track of what the game plan is and staying on the same page. So that's kind of what we've been working on today.
What's the team looking to improve upon during these final 2 weeks before the playoffs start?
Just getting back to playing good hockey, playing the fundamentals, and doing the right thing. Obviously, the work ethic's been there the past couple games, past couple weeks. So that's as long as we're working hard and limiting turnovers, and like I said before, and tighten up the loose screws, then I think we'll come together fully and be ready when playoffs kick around.
And you got some key players like Sol and Colton returning back from injuries. How do you think they're going to match the lineup?
It has been a weird year where throughout the season we haven't struggled with injuries or call-ups or anything, so we've had the main group of guys intact, and our whole D-core specifically has been reliant. We've been really reliant on them throughout the season, so just having those guys come back in the lineup with the leadership that they have and the experience that they have for the team, and how reliable that they are on the blue line specifically is going to be huge for us down the stretch, and we're going to really need to lean on those guys, and I think they're ready and they're getting ready, so that's good to see.
And your next 3 games are all against teams competing for playoff spots. How does that make you sharper?
Well, it's definitely tough division that we have. Everybody's close. Everybody's wants to get in the playoffs. There's only a limited amount of spots, so everybody's really clawing right now at getting in. And those are the teams that we're seeing, like you said. So, the fact of them getting into playoffs, it's already playoff hockey. So it's something that we need to transition toward before playoffs are here, so that we're playing the right kind of hockey by the time those games come around. And we're not trying to find it. We're not trying to create our game then. We already have our game ready and we're playing it.
And your next game against Kansas City, what's going to be the key in that game?
They have a good neutral zone we've worked on a little bit, so they're going to try to create turnovers for us in the neutral zone and their blue line. So I think getting pucks in deep, just going to work, getting pucks low, creating one-on-one battles, working their defensemen down low and just getting pucks to the net and just getting greasy rebound goals. We know we have the skill to put the puck in the net, so if we can rely a little bit more on our hard work and scoring those goals, I think it's gonna help us.
We're just trying to move our feet right now, move pucks quick. We only have this week and then next week 3 games each week before playoff starts, so we want to make sure that we're starting to play playoff hockey and get the little details down going into the first round.
What are you looking to improve upon for the playoffs?
Just kind of tighten up a couple things. D-zone has been a big stress for Grammer this week. Just moving the puck out of the zone efficiently. We know how much offensive talent we have. We just need to make sure that if we play well in our zone, that'll lead to good offense. So we've been working on our D-zone a lot, and it showed improvement already.
You got some key players returning from injuries like Sol and Colton. How are they going to mesh into the lineup over the next 2 weeks?
They'll be fine. They've played a lot of hockey over the years, and they've both dealt with injuries before, so they shouldn't have a problem stepping back in. They both look good. They're skating well right now, and I think as soon as they get their legs under them, they'll be fine.
And your next 3 games are against teams competing for the playoff spot. How does that make you sharper?
Well, we haven't, we locked up a playoff spot a few weeks ago, so I think going into these last 6, we need to start playing playoff hockey and act like we're in the playoffs already. So, these teams are fighting to get into that last spot, so it should be a good test and it should be intense hockey this week, so it should be fun.
And what's the key against Kansas City?
They're a good defensive team. We saw them not long ago. Before I went to Tucson, we played against them a few times and beat us both times, so we need to take care of pucks because they're super good defensively at the blue line and in the middle of the ice. So, if we turn over pucks, they're going to be coming right back at us. So we need to make sure that we sharpen up that way, and we should be fine.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, I think we're still trying to work on our special teams some more. Special teams haven't been consistent enough over the last couple of weeks. That's been a real reason why we've lost so many 1-goal games. So, trying to put some chemistry together too as well. Our lineup's been changing every game, it seems like. So we haven't had any really continuity with our special teams group. So we're trying to work on that. And then I think just breaking the puck out better. You know, sometimes when we're at our best, we're exiting the zone very crisp, clean, getting through the neutral zone. Playing Kansas City tomorrow night, we've lost the last few games against them. A big reason why is they've just really clogged it up in the neutral zone against us. So we got to find a way getting pucks in behind their D tomorrow night and going to work.
What's the team looking to improve upon these last 2 weeks for the playoffs?
Well, I think, you know, as a coaching staff, it's always consistency. You know, we want to find out our identity, be consistent with it. The number one thing is we've been turning pucks over way too much. And Saturday night was the best we've played in probably 2 weeks in terms of taking care of and managing the puck. So, you know, when we're forcing other teams to turn it over, that's when we're at our best. And we're playing in that offensive zone, cycling a puck. But you got to get to that area first, and that's taking care of the puck through the neutral zone. So our neutral zone play is really the main focus.
You got some key guys returning from injuries. How are you going to mesh them into the lineup over the next 2 weeks?
Well, I think that's always a challenge, right? You know, you got to get guys back. You know, you understand you can only do so much in practice to get them into game shape. So they have to play the minutes in order to get into the conditioning that they need to be. But I thought Shasma was really good on Saturday night. You know, a little bit slower of a start on Friday night, but that's to be expected after so long out. And he's got to trust his body right now, too, when you're coming back from an injury like he had. So I thought I seen a really good response to him on Saturday night. We expect him to get better each game. Cody Saul and Justin McDonald are also expected to be back tomorrow night. So, you know, the conditioning, you want to make sure that you put them in a good spot to be successful as a coach. And we're looking forward to see those guys back in tomorrow night.
You're playing against teams that are all competing in the playoffs. Does that make you sharper?
Well, yeah, they force you to be sharper. You're playing against desperate teams, and you know I'd rather be playing against teams right now down the stretch where they're meaningful games, because that gets you prepped for playoff hockey. And I think you know you don't want to be coasting heading into the playoffs. And we've been struggling with some adversity lately, and I think that's good.
And what's the key when you face Kansas City next week?
Well, you know, again, it's taking care of the puck. I think, you know, we've lost some one-goal games to these guys. It's, you know, a couple of games. We had leads in Kansas City that last road trip at the beginning of March. We had the league heading into both the third periods on both nights, and we lost the games, and that's unacceptable. They were more desperate than us in the third period because they're more desperate for the points. You know, they've been desperate since the beginning of the year, trying to get into the playoffs. So, you know, they're in that 6th spot or 5th spot right now. They got a chance to catch, you know, the Kalamazoo's and the Indies, and between those 3 teams, Kalamazoo, Indy, and Kansas City, you know, only one of them is probably going to make it. So it's going to be desperate on their part. We got to make sure we're up to the task.
All right, good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.